Judy, the researcher.
And I'm Judy, the athlete. And we're here to help you better your best.
Judy, how did you manage your emotional regulation when you were competing all the time? Maybe especially at the highest levels, the world championships, the Olympics, etc.
Well, what do you mean by emotional regulation?
Well, we measure it. We measure emotional regulation, and it's really probably more the athlete's respect for their emotions, them being in charge of their emotions. That's very important to them. And actually, in the 7 subscales in this assessment, emotional regulation is the highest one for them. So I kind of like to relabel it emotional respect. And they have a high consideration of emotional respect, or being in charge of their emotions, which seems, very important. So, it's kind of like, are you out there for 4 or 5 hours managing your emotions, or are you out there putting arrows in the middle?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting concept, because when you first hear that term, you're thinking the kind of standard, don't get angry, don't throw your bow, don't cry when you lose, don't, all of those kinds of things that go out there from coaches and parents and everything else. But as I think about how you just described it, it's more of I think a journey for me to go through understanding how to be in charge and use my emotions.
Yes.
Because I think more than anything, I was able to will an arrow into the middle. And if emotions, which we know are, if they're energy, then it's using that energy to get me what I want, to focus on what I want. And that was a journey I went on and was very successful in.
Right. A key point you made there is learning to use your emotions. Now, granted, I have, some of the younger performers out there, and they'll just say, well, I'm not going to get angry today. I want to score good, so I'm just not going to get angry. And I'm thinking, well, that'd be nice. Good luck, because it's going to be a tough one. We can't control all our thoughts. We can't control all our emotions. They're going to come. We want to respond in a socially acceptable, manner, so we don't get thrown out of the event or whatever it happens to be. So we learn along the way, I think, to respond appropriately, compartmentalize, put them in their places. Did you use that technique at all, compartmentalizing?
Yeah, I think compartmentalizing really became important when, you're shooting tournament after tournament after tournament. And the reality is you're not going to win them all. You're going to have some really good tournaments, and you're going to have some not so good tournaments, and you learn from all of them. But at the end of the day, I got to, and I don't even know where I got this. Maybe I got it from you. I gave myself 38 minutes after a tournament to get over it, right? Whether it was an Olympic trials, whether it was a state championship, no matter what it was, I said, I'm in my 38 minutes. And it generally happened when I got home, and people learned she's in her 38 minutes. And I stuck to my 38 minutes, and then it's like, it's gone, I'm moving on. But I knew I could sort of save those moments for being able to process them and get through them.
So a very good, smart, strategic technique. When you were in the events then, if you knew you had that time afterwards, it's like, no, I don't have the 38 minutes now. I got to shoot the next arrow. So right now is not the appropriate time to be managing this, because we don't want to spend all our time managing emotions. We want to go out there with the perception that we're in charge, and we'll use what comes to us today, and we'll use everything that comes in order to help us focus, motivate ourselves, our determination, our calmness, whatever, to get the end result that we like.
Yeah, because some days it's just not working for us. And then what do we say? If it's not working, we use what?
Emotion.
And the emotion's almost always there. And the other thing is I don't want to manage that all throughout the tournament, because it's not over yet. And so what you think is happening in this one moment, if I can say I'm moving that back to my 38 minutes and I'll deal with it then, I may find it's a whole different outcome by the end of the tournament.
That's right. Yeah. And it is very important for you to take the 38 minutes and go through everything and be done with it.
That's right.
Very good strategy.
Moving forward.
Yep.